And good morning, everyone, and welcome back to NeelyFX. My name is Michael Neely, and this is the channel where I talk about foreign exchange trading, and prop trading, and prop firm trading. And this is what we're going to do today. So we're going to kind of review what happened last week a little bit, and as soon as I get some more information from some of my friends in the forex exchange market, we'll see if I can do a more informative video tomorrow. But at any rate, here's the risk disclaimer. Since we're talking about trading, I need to talk about the risks. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I'm a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I do not solicit funds, manage client accounts, nor do I hold CFTC or NFA registration. Forex trading is highly speculative with a high risk of losing some or all of your investment capital. Only trade with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. And here's the CFTC risk disclosure. Foreign exchange trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before trading Forex, carefully consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your investment capital. And here we go. Let's go ahead and start with the DXY, or the dollar index, which is right here. I've got it on the weekly because I was watching a video with James Stanley from Forex.com. Forex.com is, by the way, the broker for my live firms, or for my live accounts. So that is good. But I do follow what some of their economists say, and I've been interacting with James Stanley a lot on X for years now, and also Michael Boutros is also, his Monday morning videos are highly informative also. But here's the weekly text. I drew this trend line in here, which is a weekly uh, falling wedge. It indicates a weekly falling wedge. And I think I drew it wrong. I don't think I've got it in the right parameters because it doesn't seem to be showing the same information that it does on weekly resistance. Because what we're looking for is a breakdown of the dollar. Breakdown the DXY. It's hitting resistance really hard right here at 99, and it's not going anywhere. We're not looking for bearish validation until about this level, or better yet, this level, 97.65. That's where it's really, that's the key area where if it breaks that technical support, then it could go down a lot further. So we are looking at some dollar weakness coming in, but not right now, not today. What we do have on the daily level, come down to the daily chart, is we have a whole lot of nothing going anywhere. It's just been flat. These are back-to-back dojis on Thursday and Friday. That's pretty an indication to me there's not a whole lot going on. You can range trade that if you want to, but it's going to be a really tight range, and that's the only way you're going to make any money at it. Euro versus the dollar, a lot of the same thing. Not a whole lot of action going on the daily chart. It's bouncing between these two support levels, but between support and resistance levels here at 115.42 and here at 116.89. But last week it just kind of fizzled out around 115.97. So 116 and 116.86 is the range on that for the last 3 days, last 7 days really, and it's not really doing a whole lot. You can range trade that if you're careful about it, but it's kind of difficult to do sometimes. Let me see. Go to the dollar versus the yen. I do not have any money in the markets right now. I'm completely on the sidelines because I'm sitting back wondering what is going to happen next. Here we have the euro versus the dollar flirting with that level of 153 again. 153 is the level that it does not want to break lately. We have daily resistance. Daily resistance trend line is way over here. 4-hour resistance is way down here, and it pretty much broke through that this week, which was unexpected. I did not catch that move. I should have, but if I were paying attention a little bit closer, I should have, but I didn't. That was on Friday, and then Monday they did that. Came back down. The big move on Tuesday. So I'm expecting this to unwind. That's starting to look like a double top there. It hasn't quite filled out completely into this area here, but if it does, look out below because I think it's going to form a double top. This will be the neckline at 150.26, which means that's 50% of the total move, which brings it right back down to 147. So we could see a strong downward move this next week. We've got lots of rate decisions coming up this next week. We've got PCE coming out this next week. A lot of good stuff coming out this week that could be drivers for the Forex markets. To quote James Stanley, by the way. Let's see. Here we have and I'm going to put the link to his latest video in the description below so you can check it out. Highly, highly recommend it. Pound versus the dollar, again, is almost a reverse of the yen. Dollar versus the yen. So we're looking at, it's coming down into the psychological level of, again, coming down to 133, floating around with 133. Comes into this area a little bit more, and we could see a bounce to have it take back off again. So we will see what happens with that this next week. 2347 is where the pound yen closed Friday. Not a whole lot of stuff going on here, especially for the pound yen. This is usually one of the more volatile of the currency pairs, because that's a $200 candle right there. $300 pip candle. Yeah, it's a 302 pip candle right there. That's huge. That's how much the pound versus the yen could move to your favor. And then again down here, that's a 200 pip candle right there. 199 to high low. Oh, that's a 400 pip candle, which means this one is a lot more. 202. It's also a 400 pip candle. So these are 400 pip candles right here. This is usually a huge mover right here. Friday we saw what, 90 pips? Yeah, just watch ATR coming down on that. It's pretty huge. Again, Forex markets are really quiet right now, or have been this past week. I don't expect them to be next week, but this week they are definitely quiet. Here we have the UCAD, dollar versus the CAD, and it's again, a lot of talk yesterday about tariffs and stuff, and Trump cutting off a discussion with about tariffs with Canada's Prime Minister yesterday because somebody ran an ad that they didn't have permission to run or something like that. Again, I'm watching these Bollinger Bands tighten up too. So we're starting to see some contraction in the Bollinger Bands, which means gearing up for a move, possibly, for big moves. Looking forward to those. 109.32. See what the price on oil is. Again, this is highly reflective of the oil market, but this also looks a lot like the dollar versus the CAD, dollar versus the yen chart. So it's the Canadian economy kind of mirrors the American economy a little bit, especially in the Forex charts. Not in reality, hopefully, but we'll go from there. Dollar versus the yen. We have the the very range-bound Aussie versus the dollar. I think I said something else a minute ago, but this is the Aussie versus the dollar, and it's extremely range-bound. That's what, a 75 to, that's 40 pip range. That's a very tight range on that. Again, looking for direction, looking for leadership, bouncing off this key support level. So we could see this going higher with a decrease in the DXY, which is possible next week. We do have a rate decision coming up Wednesday for the United States, so we'll see what happens with that. Gold has been very sideways the last 3 days. After this big sell-off on Tuesday, we have gold just kind of going sideways. We're calling it a sideways quiet market. For those that saw that in a previous video, but that's again not a whole lot going on there. However, this is the indication that I'm looking at, is that we have a sideways market on silver too. It's holding this level at 48, 48.60, 48, 48, 48 and a half. We'll call it. Silver's holding that level, and gold is holding on to 4,100, which means these aren't going away anytime soon. I think we're going to see I think we're going to see more gold taken off and silver taken off. I just don't think that there's been a whole lot of faith being put back into the central banks, and either that or the central banks are gobbling up gold as quickly as they can, especially in the Asian world. So we will see what's happening with that. But in the meantime, that's all I've got today. Not a whole lot of action this past week. But next week should be a very action-packed week. We have Halloween, and then we also have rate decisions from Canada, the United States, Japan, British inflation, and one other. But there's a whole lot of. Oh, good look at this. Well, we'll do that. We'll do that on tomorrow's. In the meantime, I want to show you this video. If you get a chance, check out this video right here with James Stanley. That's James Stanley with Forex.com. I highly recommend subscribing to the Forex.com channel. We've got a lot of great information on trading, and that's where I get a lot of my information when I'm not bashful about it at all. These guys are great, and they deserve kudos. I'll put this in the description below, and we'll go from there. In the meantime, you guys have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow for the extended weekly look ahead, and talk to you later. Bye.